Have you ever walked into a house and felt an inexplicable chill? Ever felt like something was watching you, even when you were alone? Ever noticed that after a certain object entered your home, arguments increased, your sleep worsened, your energy levels dropped, and the atmosphere became heavy? Well, know that there are items that carry such intense negative vibrations that they can completely contaminate the energy field of your home and your life. And the scariest thing, many of these things are right there, right now, on your bookshelf, on your bedroom wall, at the entrance to your living room, like veritable open portals to dense energies and even disturbing spiritual manifestations. But why do these objects hold so much power? Where does this energy come from? Is a simple ornament inherited from your grandmother or an old painting purchased at a thrift store enough to transform your home into a place of exhaustion, conflict, and emotional distress? Is it possible that something seemingly harmless, like a decorative sculpture or an image you find beautiful, is vibrating at precisely the frequency that attracts the worst of the spiritual realm? Have you ever stopped to consider that what appears merely decorative could actually be a direct channel to forces that do not wish you well? Many people think that keeping their home physically clean, organized, and smelling of lavender is enough to guarantee protection. But spiritual cleansing goes even deeper and begins with what you allow to remain in your space. Some items carry stories, pain, pacts, and hidden intentions. Some were consecrated in dark rituals. Others absorbed the energy of environments charged with suffering, envy, or witchcraft. And there are still those that symbolically attract what you can't see but feel, and feel strongly. Have you ever woken up more tired than when you went to bed? Has the house felt too quiet, as if it were stuffy even with the windows open? Have you ever had nights when you simply couldn't sleep, with negative thoughts invading your mind, as if they weren't yours? You may be living with objects that block the flow of vital energy, hindering your connection with goodness, with God, with the light. And worse, they may be functioning as antennas for energies of envy, magic, and spiritual obsession. What if I told you that many of these objects are actually quite common? Lovingly given gifts, travel souvenirs, pieces inherited from distant relatives, paintings, images, mirrors, clothes. The list is longer than you might think. And that's why today, in this video, you'll discover the 12 objects that should never be in your home if you want protection, peace, and spiritual balance. But before revealing this list, I need to make a very important request of you. Leave a comment here saying if you've ever felt that your home had a strange energy, or if you've ever had an object that, after leaving your home, seemed to improve everything. Write below, "I already felt the difference," or "I need to clean my house." This not only helps me understand what you're going through, but also shows YouTube that this content is important and this message will reach more people. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, take advantage and subscribe now. This is essential for us to continue exploring together the mysteries and truths surrounding spirituality, hidden energies, and everything that directly affects our lives, even if it's not visible to the naked eye. Here we talk about things no one dares to talk about: the spiritual influence in homes, the power of prayer, the protection that comes from faith, and the dangers hidden in even the smallest details of your home. You may not believe it, but when you remove what's blocking the light within your home, things begin to flow. Doors open, relationships harmonize, health improves, and your mind clears. And it all starts with the simple act of observing and removing what no longer serves you. Sometimes it's just removing an object from the wall. Other times it requires a deeper ritual, a specific prayer, a purification with coarse salt or incense. But the first step is knowledge, and that's exactly what you're about to receive. From now on, you'll begin to see your home differently. You'll understand why certain energies insist on lingering, why certain rooms seem colder or more uncomfortable, why guests come in and then quickly leave. Because not everything that Shines is light, and not everything that's beautiful is harmless. There is indeed an invisible war raging around us, and if you don't protect yourself, if you don't monitor what enters and stays in your home, you end up opening the door to those who shouldn't even come near. So hold on tight, because the list of 12 objects that attract the most energy is just beginning. And I guarantee you'll be surprised. Some you already know, others you might be using right now. And what should you do with each of them? What prayer should you use? How can you tell if it's already affecting your home and your personal energy? We'll reveal all of this together, step by step. And it's precisely from here that everything begins to unfold. Because now you'll discover which objects may be charging your home with dense vibrations, blocking prosperity, fueling fear, and even attracting unwanted spiritual presences. And perhaps, without knowing it, you've been living with one or more of them for years, thinking they're just decorative items, souvenirs from trips, or even innocent gifts. But the spiritual world sees differently. And what the physical eyes don't see, the soul feels. You feel it, the energy changes, the environment becomes heavy. And now it's time to clean. The first object you should never keep in your home is the broken or cracked mirror. It may seem silly, but since ancient times, mirrors have been considered portals between dimensions. A cracked mirror disrupts the flow of energy, creates spiritual distortions, and can act as a rift between our world and denser planes. Have you ever noticed how certain mirrors seem to look back? That's not paranoia, it's perception. And the second point is even more common: portrait or object of a deceased person that you were unable to say goodbye to peacefully. Keeping an old photo of a loved one is an act of love. But when that memory is filled with pain, unresolved grief or guilt, it becomes a point of energetic stagnation. And the spirit can get stuck there, even unintentionally. Have you ever wondered why that corner of the house seems colder or quieter than the rest? Next, we have one of the most spiritually ignored objects: accumulated dried or artificial plants. Nature carries life, and when a plant dies or is fake, it no longer breathes energy, merely taking up space and accumulating spiritual dust. Homes with many artificial arrangements tend to have more stagnant environments, lacking flow. This even interferes with the circulation of thoughts and emotions. The fourth point is powerful: stopped or broken clocks. Spiritually, time is in motion. A stopped clock symbolizes blockage, unfinished cycles, and stagnation in one's personal, financial, or romantic life. Have you ever noticed how everything seems stuck in the home of someone who collects broken clocks? This is no coincidence. And the fifth object may surprise you: gifts from people who have hurt you or with whom you have broken ties in a serious way. Even if the object appears beautiful, it carries the energy of the giver. And if that person left your life leaving pain, envy, or betrayal, what they left behind remains as a spiritual link. Often, what binds us to the past isn't a feeling, but an object still present on the living room shelf. The sixth object may seem harmless, but spiritually it carries enormous weight. Clothes of people who have already passed away and which were kept out of emotional attachment. We're not talking about a single piece of clothing that brings you comfort, but rather about storing entire closets of someone who has passed away, often not yet fully on their spiritual journey. These clothes carry the scent, the memories, the energy of the person who wore them. And keeping all of this at home for too long can trap both you and the departed soul. Have you ever felt an unexplained sadness when you open that closet? It could be much more than nostalgia. The seventh item is a household classic, but spiritually dangerous. Sad, dark pictures or images with figures of suffering or loneliness. Art has power, and every image is a vibrational anchor. A painting of a crying woman, a lonely man, or dark figures can affect the emotional field of a home, fueling feelings of anguish, isolation, and melancholy. It may seem exaggerated, but replace these images with others symbolizing light, protection, or joy, and see how the environment changes. The eighth object is almost always forgotten: umbrellas, brooms, or shoes behind the main doors. In many spiritual traditions, the front door is one of the most sacred places, as it is the gateway for blessings and external energies to enter. By cluttering this space with everyday objects, you block the incoming spiritual flow. The result? A home devoid of good news, where everything stalls or where pleasant visitors disappear. Have you ever wondered why no one shows up happily at your door anymore? We've reached the ninth point: broken objects waiting to be repaired for a long time. A fan, a chair, a lamp, a faucet. All of these, spiritually, represent something broken in your life. Keeping what is no longer used, with no intention of repairing it, only reinforces the energy of abandonment, disorder, and unfinished cycles. The home is a reflection of the soul, and if it accumulates what is no longer useful, life begins to do the same. And the 10th object, so present in Brazilian homes, is the ashtray, or smoke-related items. Even if no one else smokes in the house, cigarettes have a very strong spiritual connection with dense entities, addictive energies, and obsessives. Having an ashtray, even as a decorative object or an heirloom, can attract unwanted presences that feed on this energetic residue. It may seem like just a retro object, but sometimes it's a silent invitation to forces that don't want your peace. The penultimate object is the jar or bottle of old expired medicines stored in drawers or boxes. Medicines are loaded with intentions of pain, healing, fear, and attempts at control. Keeping these vestiges at home for too long can maintain a vibration of illness, constant preoccupation with the body, or even impede progress in emotional and spiritual health. Try it. Empty that drawer and feel the lightness coming. And finally, the 12th object you should never keep in your home: amulets that you receive from someone but don't know their origin, or that cause you inexplicable discomfort when touched. An evil eye, a crystal, a talisman, a cross. Even protective symbols, when charged with dubious intentions or given by ill-intentioned individuals, can turn into the opposite of what they appear. Intuition is your greatest gauge. Did you get chills? Had a bad dream about that object? Do you feel heavy every time you pass by it? Discard it respectfully, but discard it. And now that we've revealed the 12 objects and their spiritual meanings, tell me in the comments, which one do you have at home and are you going to remove today? Or have you ever felt that one of these items really blocked the energy in your home? Leave it here. Cleaning has started in the comments. If you've already decided to transform your home into a light, protected, and blessed space. And of course, if this content has awakened you, subscribe to the channel now, because here we go far beyond the surface. Every week, we reveal the secrets of practical spirituality with truths no one has the courage to share.